Good morning. In previous classes, we discussed about the expansion of a plus b the whole squared and a minus b the whole squared. And we learned how to apply that in factorization. Yes? Okay. Now, I'll give you another question. If you get a question like x plus 5 into x minus 5. If your question is like x plus 5 into x minus 5, let's expand and simplify it. Let's expand it. Okay, by expanding the bracket we can do it. So we get it as x squared minus 5x plus 5x plus into minus 25. So here the middle term is the like terms. Minus 5x plus 5x minus 5x plus 5x is 0 because 5 minus 5 is 0. So our result will be x squared minus 25. Let's do another one. X plus 10 times x minus 10. We get it as x squared minus 10x plus 10x plus into minus 10 into 10, 100. So when you look at these two terms, it's minus 10x plus 10x is 0x. So we get it as x squared, 0x is cancelled, remaining minus 100. Let's check one more question. X minus 8 into x plus 8. When you check these two questions, let's multiply it. X squared plus 8x minus 8 into x minus 8x minus 8 into 8 minus 64. So when you check these two terms, they are like terms. We get 8x minus 8x is 0x. So remaining is x squared minus 64. Okay. Now based on these results, let's do another question. Let me write another question like x plus 12 into x minus 12. You have to write the answer within one step. Don't make this expansion directly. You see here in the first question, and this is the answer for first question. So you see that question format, how the question format is. Same terms. First binomial has x and 5. Second binomial also have x and 5. But only the change is plus changes to minus. Here x plus 10, x minus 10. X plus 8, x minus 8. X plus 12, x minus 12. So if you get a question in this format like a plus b into a minus b, if your question is in this format, we have to use an equation, an identity. See what is happening here. X, we have the identical terms in both the binomials, only differ by the sign. So what you have to do is take the square of first term, that is x squared, minus, that is plus into minus square of second term, that is second one. See here, square of first term is x squared minus square of second term is 10 square, 100. Square minus 100, that is the answer. Square of first term is x squared minus square of second term is 8 squared. That is x squared minus 64. That is the answer. So here square of first term is x squared minus square of second term. Second term is 12 squared. That is, we get x squared minus 144 as answer. Directly we get the answer. Look at these questions. So before doing expansion, you have to be very clear with the terms. Is it in the present form? Is it in the present form what we learn now? It's like PQ plus R into PQ minus R. See, identical terms are added and subtracted. So here the method what we can use is take the first term. First term is PQ, it's square, minus second term is R, it's square. So we get it as P squared Q squared minus R squared as answer. When you check the second question, that's also in the same format. 7 plus x into 7 minus x. So it is 7 squared minus x squared. That's equal to 49 minus x squared. So the third question also in the same format, 2m plus n into 2m minus n. So it is 2m the whole squared minus n squared, which is equal to 4m squared minus n squared. So from all these examples, we can reach to a conclusion which is nothing but a plus b into a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. This is known as the difference between two squares. Difference between two squares. Okay. So a plus b into a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. It can also be written as a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b into a minus b. You must be able to find out the formula in both the ways. Like you have learned about a plus b the whole squared. There you know there are three terms. First term is square of first term, last term is square of last term, and the middle term is 2ab. So let me discuss this one. But if you get the question in this format, x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, you must be able to say this is the formula, this is the expansion of x plus y the whole square. So you must be able to compare these two. See, there is a square. How many terms are there? 1, 2, 3 terms are there. And first term and the last term are squares. First term and the last term are squares. And the middle term is like 2xy, a multiple of 2. So you must be able to say that this is x plus y the whole square. That means you must be able to say the formula in both ways. Question: factorize x squared minus 36. Remember, we learned factorization by splitting the middle term. Factorization by splitting the middle term. Okay, but here, when we look at this question, x squared minus 36, see, you can find something which is, it is like x squared minus 36 is the square of 6. Okay, this is a thing should be able to identify. Now you have to think, is it in any of the forms what we learned? We have learned like a plus b the whole squared, a minus b the whole squared, a squared minus b squared. See the difference of two squares. It is the difference of two squares. Looks like a squared minus b squared. And you know that is a plus b into a minus b. So this answer become, so you can find out instead of a we have x and b is 6. So a is x, b is 6. So x squared minus 6 squared is x plus 6 into x minus 6. That's the answer. It's very simple. Next one is t squared minus 121. You know, it can be written as t squared minus 121 is the square of 11. So it looks like a squared minus b squared, so which is a plus b, that is t plus 11 into a minus b, which is t minus 11. That's the answer. Another question is 64h squared minus 49g squared. So let's see the first term. See 64h squared, 64h squared can be written as, you know, 64 is 8 squared and h squared. 64 is the square of 8. So it can be written as 8h the whole square. So 64h square is 8h the whole squared minus, similarly 49g squared. How do you write 49g squared? 49 is 7 squared into g squared, that is 7g the whole squared. So 49g squared can be written as 7g the whole squared. Now look at this, the difference of two squares. The difference of two squares is a plus b into a minus b, which is 8h plus 7g into 8h minus 7g as answer. 27x squared minus 48y squared. See, when you look at this question, here the problem is first term is 27x squared, but the problem is 27 is not the square of any number. 27 is not the square of any of the numbers. Maybe the square of some decimals, but not the square of any known number. Similarly 48 also. So before going to any other method, we have to make a last chance. We have to think whether there is any possible to make in our format. So what I am doing here is, let's write this 27x squared as 3 into 9x squared. 3 into 9 squared, because you know 9 is the square of a number, minus 48 can be written as 3 into 16y squared. So 27 is written as 3 into 9 and 48 is written as 3 into 16. Why we did not write 48 as 2 into 24? Because there is no use of taking 2 into 24, because 24 is not a square number. Yes, Why didn't we write it as 6 into 4? Because 4 is a square number, no? 4 is a square number, but why couldn't we write it as, sorry, not 6 into 4, 6 into 8? We cannot do that, sorry. Why didn't we make it as 12 into 4? Because though 4 is a square number, 12 is not a common factor. See, here we can see in first term 1 3, in second term also 1 3. We can take that 3 as outside. So what is the common you are getting here? Try to make the same here also, in vice versa. So here 3 is a common number. If you take the 3 as common outside, we get 3 of 9x square minus 16y square. That is 3 of, you don't worry about this 3, let this 3 remain here. Okay, 9x squared. How do you write 9x squared? 9 is 3 squared, x squared. That is 3x the whole squared. So 9x squared is 3x the whole square minus. So how do we write 16y squared? Yes, it is 4y the whole squared, which is equal to 3 of, now you look at this, it's like difference of two squares. So it can be written in the form of a plus b into a minus b, where a is 3x and b is 4y. So it is 3x plus 4y into 3x minus 4y as result. Next question is 20d squared minus 125 e squared. Of course, we have d squared and e squared, no problem with this one, d squared and e squared, no issue. But the problem is with 20 and 125, because 20 is not the square of any perfect number. 125 also in the same case. So what can we do is, let's try whether there is something common. We'll try whether there is something common. See, actually what we have to do is, the common thing is nothing but the HCF, highest common factor. That's the main thing what we need to do here. So for that, you know, highest common factor. In chapter 1, we learned how to make highest common factor using prime factorization. So to recall that, I'll show you once again. Even because large numbers, in case of large numbers, it will be difficult for us to find out the common number. We may get confused which is common. So what we do is we use HCF. 20. Let's do prime factorization of 20. When you do that, 2 tens, 2 5s. So we can write 20 as 2 times 5 d squared minus 125 can be divided with 5, 25 5s, 5 5s. So 125 can be written as 5 times 5 e squared. I think this is an easy method for you because you know how to do this prime factorization. So once you do this one, it's very easy for us. Now find out which is the number you find common. Do you find any number common in first term and second term? Yes, there is a number which is common. What is that number? 5. 5 is common now. So when you take 5 as a common term, see, easily we can find now common term. Remaining we have 4d squared minus 25 e squared. That is 5 into, it's in the form of difference of two squares, because 4 is 2 squared. That's already here. When you can write that one here. Okay. So when you write it in the form of a plus b into a minus b, it will be like 2d plus 5e into 2d minus 5e as a result. Another question is a raised to 4 minus b raised to 4. A raised to 4 minus b raised to 4. We have learned about a squared minus b squared. Now what is this a raised to 4 minus b raised to 4? Okay, here also we cannot do the answer directly. So what we do is make a small change. A raised to 4. I'm writing as a squared the whole squared. A squared the whole squared. So that 2 times 2 is 4. By using the law of indices, a raised to m, the whole raised to n is a raised to mn. Minus b raised to 4 is b squared the whole squared. Now you look at this one, it's like a number squared minus another number squared. If you have any confusion for this, what you need to do is, we'll assume a squared as something. If you take a squared as x and b squared as y, this is for our convenience. We assume a squared as x and b squared as y. Finally, we will replace it back. We get it like a squared we assumed as x. So this a squared assumed as x and we have a square minus b squared is assumed as y. So we take as b squared is y, no? So it is y squared. Now you see what we are getting, x squared minus y squared. You know that is x plus y into x minus y. Now it's the time to replace x and to y. Because you know x is a squared. So this x can be replaced as a squared plus y is b squared. So this y can be replaced as b squared into x is a squared minus y is b squared. Even you know, once you are very thorough with this one, we no need to do all these assumptions. Directly we can do. Okay. That is equal to, now you look at this one. At present we cannot do anything for this because this is sum. We want difference. We want a squared minus b squared form. So this remains as a squared plus b squared. But you see here we can use the same formula. So it can be written as a plus b into a minus b as a result. Let's do another question. X raised to 8 minus y raised to 8. What shall we do for this? Yeah, we will write this one as x raised to 4 the whole squared, because 8 can be written as 4 into 2, minus y raised to 4 the whole squared. So it looks like a squared minus b squared. You know that is a plus b into a minus b, where what is a is x raised to 4. So we get x raised to 4 plus y raised to 4 into x raised to 4 minus y raised to 4, which is equal to, we cannot do anything this one at the present moment. We'll make it as x raised to 4 plus y raised to 4 into, now you check this part. This is the thing we done for the previous question. So it can be written as x squared the whole squared minus y raised to 4 is y squared the whole squared. That's equal to x raised to 4 plus y raised to 4 into, now again it looks like a squared minus b squared, where a is x squared and b is y squared. So it will be a plus b into a minus b, or it is x squared plus y squared into x squared minus y squared. Now in the next step, we cannot do anything for this both. So it remains x raised to 4 plus y raised to 4 into x squared plus y squared into, it can be factorized as x plus y into x minus y. So this will be the factorized answer. Thank you.